All right, hello everyone. This is going to be for my Poli-Sci 5 comparative government class. I'm going to be going over the syllabus. This should be a really short video. I'm also going to talk about some other modes of instruction that you can actually receive rather than just reading the textbook that's required for this course. Obviously, this is Poli-Sci 5, comparative government. Here's the course number. Here's the dates in which we'll have class. It's going to be shorter than a traditional spring or fall semester course. So the pace is going to be maybe doubled in comparison to a regular course. Now, obviously, if you take this during a normal term, it will be completely normal pace. Okay. My name is Antonio Chaparena. You guys will probably already know that because you're already enrolled in the class, or we've already done our intro discussion post that is due this week. Now, here's my email. I don't really have office hours, but if you need to meet, we can meet online through like a Zoom call, something, really simple. Just communicate with me beforehand on so we can figure out a time that works best because obviously I have other classes outside of this one. Um, this is my email. I would suggest so that you message me on Canvas. It's a little bit easier for me to respond to my inbox because I carry my phone and my laptop with me everywhere. I'm not saying that I don't have the Outlook app on my phone. I do. It's a little bit easier when I get two notifications, one through Canvas, and then I get the email notification as well, rather than you just sending me an email and it gets kind of lost in there. Pretty good when it comes to responding to students. I try my best to respond within at least a couple hours. The only times you'll probably won't get a response from me is if I'm sleeping. Okay. And I'll kind of be open with you guys too. Like, hey, if I'm going to be busy on a specific weekend or a specific day, I'm like, hey, it's going to be a little bit longer for me to get back to you. But you won't really have to worry about waiting days or, weeks in comparison to maybe other instructors. I try to be very quick when it comes to responses. I'm usually up pretty late too. So it's a good time to kind of reach out to me, especially if you're waiting to the last second to get assignments done. Obviously, don't message or email me 10 minutes before or 5 minutes before an assignment is due. But if you're working on a paper on like a Friday night and it's due on Sunday night, I most likely will be up for the most part. Okay. Um, Now, here's just some important dates, just, drop dates. I don't usually have too many people drop my classes. Now, because this is a short-term class, I would drop you if you don't do the first two assignments. If you noticed, I didn't post any content today. It was just the syllabus quiz and your first intro discussion post. If you don't get those two things done by the end of the week, I would drop you from the class, okay? And I would suggest you don't drop because I have a pretty high success rate in my class, okay? Our final exam due date is going to be, it'll be due the last week of the course. Obviously, it's going to be online. Here's the required text for this text or for this class. Might not have to buy it. Okay. I would suggest you do though. I know it might be hard for you guys to get in like a PDF version of this because this is an older edition of the textbook. If you find like a cheap PDF version of like a newer one, go for it. There's nothing really that changes between them. I noticed I went through them. The only thing that changes is like the examples that are used. And I won't really reference the examples too much when it comes to like exams and maybe like quiz questions and stuff like that. But a lot of the basic terminology and definitions and concepts that you need to know, they're all the same. I compared them. I just used the fourth textbook. It looks exactly like this. I have it right here because this is actually the textbook I used when I was going to Fresno State and I took a comparative government class. Also, I bought it used. So buy yours used too. Don't buy it new. There's no point of wasting money on a brand new book. It's also kind of nice. I never highlighted this. The previous person who owned the book highlighted it. So I say go the used route, save yourself some money. Don't worry about purchasing a full price book. All right. Obviously, you have some prerequisites here. It's the basic intro poli-sci course. I don't think I've ever had any of you guys before, but it is possible in the future where I'll have kids where I've taught them in this course and then also in this poli-sci 5. Okay. Here's just some course objectives. I don't really want to spend too much time going through this. Obviously, we're going to go through the different methods in which we compare governments. We'll examine not only philosophies, but values of different types of governments. We'll go and look at different regions throughout the world as well. And then look at structures and institutions and how maybe they influence governments differing from each other. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much, we'll look at some different regimes, nothing like that. A lot of that stuff. Okay. Grading breakdown. Yeah, it's the most important thing, obviously, for most of you guys. I know a lot of us are going to be calculating our grade because we are going to try to get here at least to pass the class. Okay. Typically, in most of my courses, most of my students average in this little range right here. But typically, I have a lot of students that are not political science majors. So I'm assuming my 82 average would probably be a little bit higher, even though this is a more advanced course. So, but to summer course, this is it's a little bit shorter. I'm dealing with a different textbook. So this is, you guys are kind of like my trial run. Okay. But I assure you, this will be, should go smooth. Start off with this. We have an extra credit survey for 10 points. Really simple. It'll just be you evaluating how I did as an instructor, and I always love feedback. You will have smaller assignments. You'll have around one each week, either a discussion post or a quick write. This week, obviously, for week number 1, discussion post. Really simple, introducing yourself. Quick writes, these are like little journal entries. They're really all not that hard. And then also, when you do a discussion post, you need to only respond to one classmate, and that is it. Okay. I have a separate video which I will link to you guys on what I expect out of discussion posts and how I grade them. Okay. Usually, I'm looking for you to have like a genuine response, trying to have a conversation with the classmate. Now, chapter quizzes. Okay. There's 11 chapters for this book. You have a quiz each week. I would suggest as you get a chapter done, you should do the quiz right after that. Now, the next thing is going to be a syllabus quiz. Okay. That is going to be due at the end of the week as well. That's also worth 10 points. We will have a paper in this class. The prompt we will go over within probably like week 3 or week 4. And that'll be due obviously before our final exam. Our midterm exam will be the first. I posted. We'll go through that next. A little bit of a schedule. We'll have a midterm exam, then we'll have a final exam. And that totals out to 500 points. Now, the other things that are important up here, obviously, don't cheat. Don't use AI, please. If you do use AI, well, you can use AI. You cannot use AI to generate assignments. You can use it as a tool, though. So, like, if you use Grammarly, perfectly fine. Just put it in the assignment that is what you used. Okay. Now, academic honesty and policy, please don't cheat. I like teaching. I don't like to fill out paperwork for having to deal with students cheating and things like that. Makeup work, this is a summer class. There's not really too many excuse absences, and you'll have plenty of time to get assignments in. Usually pretty flexible. Like, I understand if I post something late, I'm going to give you guys extra time as well. So makeup work really isn't needed, but if you do go through something extreme, like, communicate with me. It's really big when it comes to being in this class. Okay. Now, if we go to modules, okay, obviously you guys know how to navigate through Canvas. I don't have to spend too much time. Here's an outline of kind of what you can expect on how to maybe like what you should be completing each week. So like this week, you should be getting done chapters 1 and 2 slides. I'll post those for you guys tonight. And then I'm gonna drop video lectures every 2 days, and that'll be like our online lecture that you can watch. Obviously, you don't need to watch these. You might not even need to look at the PowerPoint. Some of you guys are just gonna get away with just looking at the textbook, but I like to have as many different modes for you guys to learn in, so you can actually learn the content. Now, uh, your chapter quizzes will be due before the midterm. So our midterm is going to be right here. We have chapters 1 through 5 for the midterm. So all 5 of those quizzes will be due before the midterm. Okay. Then those 5 quizzes will close. And then for the second set of the class, we will have chapters 6 through 11, and that will be what your final exam consists of. Okay. But this just gives kind of a breakdown what to expect on a week-to-week basis on what you should be getting done. Okay. And once again, this is just kind of tentative. It can change. I might fluctuate deadlines around, especially when we get to like around the 4th of July. I don't want you guys like stressing out. I want you guys to be able to enjoy that weekend. I want to enjoy the weekend as well. So we might extend some of the deadlines around this time. Now, where can you find some of the stuff? Now, a lot of the things that you'll see will be in your modules. Okay. And then what you can find is going to be on this account right here. So you can find all of my chapter wrap-up videos. I'm going to funnel them into a playlist, okay? So this is my Poli-Sci 2 or 1000 playlist. There'll be a Poli-Sci 5 that has every chapter wrap-up video. For all classes, you can actually find, like basic videos, like this would be good for you guys all to watch. Right here, syllabus, not this syllabus canvas, discussion post examples, like how I grade them. I'll also go over paper instructions. Any big assignment that we have, I'll make a video for it to break it down. Now, one other thing that you guys can do too, I have this Instagram account. I'm gonna start posting like short form content, like reels and stuff like that. Eventually, I'll also post some YouTube shorts, and then I'll probably make a TikTok too. And I'm planning to make like brain rot Subway Surfers, like on the bottom, and then it'll just be a shorter form of me going over maybe some of these wrap up videos, okay, or like some of the content within there. But that pretty much concludes it. If you guys have any questions about the syllabus, feel free to message me on Canvas. Make sure you get your syllabus quiz done, and make sure you get your first discussion post done as well. So hopefully you guys are doing well, enjoying the class day one. Be on the lookout for those slides, and then also be on the lookout for those lecture videos. So I'll see you guys in the next video.